Hi, it's Leslie Meredith with Breakbulk Events and Media. Here I am in Breakbulk Studios in Rotterdam, and I'm joined by our really good friend, Roger Strevens from Wallenius Wilhelmsen. Welcome, Roger.
It's great to be back here in 3 dimensions.
I know. Yeah. We love it. We're a little tired of the Teams and Zoom calls, right?
It has its limits. Yeah.
It definitely does. So how has the show been for you so far?
I've had the pleasure of being at Breakbulk events various times in Europe and in Asia and in the US. I've never seen a level of activity, a level of energy that we've got here. This is definitely if this is our new normal, well, thank goodness for that.
I love that. All right, now you just finished an interesting panel on future fuels, right? So, and that's been discussed a lot at this event. So give us a snapshot. Where are we on that?
I think that we're moving towards a new era of propulsion solutions. And I think that it's being driven by regulation, obviously, but that's not all. And I think it's important for the industry to keep in perspective, these other elements. So, of course, there's interest from the shippers. They want to reduce the footprint of the freight services, to get their products to ports of delivery, but also the financial stakeholders. That's the lenders and the bond issuers and investors. They're very motivated on the whole issue of sustainability and decarbonization. They're demanding a higher level of performance, and the benefit for companies that goes with that is preferable financial terms for things like bonds.
Excellent. So are you saying that if a company has strong progress in the sustainability arena, that financing will be easier for them to some extent?
Partially. Okay. So progress is one important thing, but the big part of the work is still in front of us. So it's what's your plan? This is not something that, it's not a situation where waiting to see what happens. That's not a good strategy anymore. So it's about being proactive, about embracing innovation, thinking pretty creatively, not just technically, but commercially and operationally as well.
And how do you make that plan concrete to lenders? So it's not just words.
Well, I think transparency, in one word, ironically, that's really what this is about, is you need to have a detailed and credible plan, sometimes with external verification of the core parts of it, because it has to be something that's you can put in front of somebody who's not maybe an expert in the industry, and they can say, yeah, this looks right. This has this is something that I'm willing to actually to put my money in.
I like it. All right. So what are we looking at timeline wise? Have you seen are companies starting to make decisions on these fuel options? I know there's infrastructure work that needs to be done to actually get them to market, right? So just give us a little bit of an idea of where we are.
So we have a global fleet of 50,000 ships, and there's constantly a need for renewing and building new vessels as the old ones are retired. And the industry is a bit of a dilemma at the moment, because if you're building a new ship, your preference would be to build a ship with no emissions at all, because it gives you, regulatory immunity, or to call it that. But currently, technology is not at that point. Not for deep sea shipping. Short sea is maybe a different story. And so I think that it's a thought that or a decision which is constantly being reevaluated on as technology develops. Not just technology though, Leslie. It's also about the availability of fuels. It's no use if the only place a particular fuel is the North Shore of Canada, where you never visit. So I take an exaggerated point, but you see, that availability matters as well. And then there's price. And price is typically, these fuels are a lot more expensive. But look at what regulation is doing. One of the overarching objectives with regulation is to make these more sustainable solutions competitive. And so that's where we're getting into the whole area of carbon pricing. That's going to become a reality for shipping, a large part of it from next year.
Interesting. All right, well, you have given us a lot to think about, and it sounds like we are making some forward progress. So that's good
Yes,
news.
we are.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.